Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. The XPT was introduced by State Rail in the 1980s and it was a true game changer for the long distance travel in Australia. Faster, more comfortable, it connected Sydney and Melbourne like never before. As we look at this footage from the 1980s, you can see how iconic it really was, with workers and ladders keeping it spotless, that unmistakable excitement of a journey beginning. Fast forward to today and Transport New South Wales has brought the Candy scheme back in 2026. Seeing it on the rails again brings back so many memories from my childhood. I remember watching these trains pulling into Central, that bright colour, the sense of adventure every time. And now I just want to say I'm really grateful that Transport has brought back this colour scheme because it means so much to so many of us. In this video we're going to explore some of the subtle differences between the original and the new Candy colour schemes, as XP 2009 and XP 2006 sit with ST23 awaiting its departure to Melbourne. I'd like to start with the positioning of the City of Sydney name. Both XP 2009 and XP 2011 carried the name City of Sydney, but originally XP 2009 had it below the yellow line. Now in the 2026 version, the same name is above the line, giving it a completely different visual balance. As you can see, a lot of the coats of arms of each city were above the yellow line. In fact, many of the original power units carried the city's arms above that line, adding to a unique identity of each train. Now moving down the side of the power unit, we take a closer look at the State Rail 77 logo. And in the 2026 version, the logos stand out in a thicker, bolder style, with a darker orange over a slightly lighter orange, which matches the stripe. Here, in the picture-in-picture, is the 1980s version of the 77 logo. As you can see, it's much smaller and thinner back then. The colours are quite close, but the 1980s orange matches the stripe more precisely, where the 2026 version has a slightly deeper orange on the top. And here you can see the original 1980s XPT with a slightly more yellowed lower section. As we move along the power car to the first carriage, I want to point out something really interesting. The guard's door at the front still keeps its original look with stainless steel, similar to the 1980s, while the other doors are now vinyled bright orange. This makes them stand out for passengers, making it easy to enter and exit, while the guard's door keeps their vintage charm intact. As we continue to move along the first car, we come up to the first passenger door, where the orange vinyl stripe and the orange vinyl on the door are the exact same colour. Now this is the really surprising part. When the vinyl company received the design brief, the stripe was supposed to be traffic yellow, just like the original 1980s scheme. Instead, for some reason, both the stripe and the door ended up being RAL 2004 orange. Here you can see the official livery schematic that was given to the vinyl team, which was supposed to feature the bold traffic yellow stripe. If anybody watching has any idea why this changed, pop it in the comments. I'd be interested to know. Was it possibly for cost saving? As I look back on my original footage, some from the early 80s and some from the later 80s of the Candy livery, now originally in my mind the stripe was always yellow, but that could be my memory from the later 80s. I'm very aware that UV light has a huge effect on red spectrum paint jobs and pigments. Over the years of exposure, these bright colours naturally faded towards more of the paler red and the paler yellow. Again, maybe this is just my recollection, but as you can see by these original shots from the later 80s, it's definitely more of a yellow than an orange, and that bolder Waratah red has faded away to more of a washed out red. The Candy livery may be what first catches your eye, but the refurbishment goes much deeper than the paintwork. As part of the XPT Life Extension Program, the interiors have been modernised with refurbished seating, new carpet and a significant upgrade to the air conditioning system, while the original orange and brown interior will always be remembered by those of us who travelled on these trains in the 80s. The improvements have made the XPT a much more comfortable place to spend the 10-hour journey to Melbourne. I'll always have a soft spot for those original orange interiors that I remember from my childhood, but for a long trip to Melbourne, these upgrades are certainly a welcome improvement. How will the Candy cars be used in consists? It was only a matter of weeks before the Candy cars were being used alongside their blue counterparts. The 1980s was the golden era for the iconic Candy colour scheme, one seen on guards, vans, diesel locomotives and our beloved XPT. Today it's great to see it back, bolder and richer than ever, brightening the rails with the colours of a time not too long ago. How long will these candy stripes stay around? Who knows? In the meantime, let's enjoy the view here as ST23 leaves for its long trip to Melbourne with a full candy consist. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share and hype, and drop me a comment about your favourite candy piece of rolling stock. See you next time.